or else this market's going to be pegged right back down to those lows tomorrow. How about some euro? Hold on one second. I got to take my foot out of my mouth from last night's newsletter. I know, I told you, no guarantees. This is our 5th day now inside the range. Leave it to the euro, right? Leave it to the euro to break, right? To break down the averages. Like I said last night, it's possible, but not probable that we had one more day back inside this range, and here we are once again. I'm going to try to stay positive with this right now, kids. It's nothing but a range-bound market. Ranges are easy, right? Ranges are easy. The hard part right now is, and remember, what a beautiful example of this. We talked about this in last night's newsletter, we talked about this channel. You actually got both sides of it. You actually had the breakout pullback below the low, right? And then it went all the way back up. And I'll tell you right now, this would have been a whole lot more believable of a breakout if it wouldn't have lined up with the exact trend line that I drew ahead of time last night. I was talking about this with some buddies today. This would have been a whole lot more believable breakout if they would have given us something more than just a kiss on the cheek. It's almost as if it's a video game, right? It's almost as if, really? We're watching this candlestick go mid-morning, of course, for the Euro session this morning. Mid-morning, and I'm going, oh, it's not going to do it. It's going to keep. It's not going to do this. It is going to do this. And then, of course, once we see this red candle right there, right? Once that red candle with strength closes back into that range, you knew it. You knew it right then and there. You knew it. We were easily going back inside that range. And, of course, they got hung up right at this trend line. What a ride. Again, as I said yesterday in last night's newsletter, most of the time these ranges on day number 4 are going to break out. So we were expecting this break higher here. Obviously it's a range. So we're looking to sell it back in. I was expecting those buyers to just hold this and run with it. But again, they hunt right to that trend line, really, to the tick. Okay, and then of course, no buyers don't show up anywhere on the breakout pullback. The moving average was below the range high. It made it easy for any seller to take an aggressive position going right back into that range. And of course, you draw that trend line here, half off at the other side of the range. Now, looking at this, I know, somewhat laughable, but let's get some seriousness here. First of all, pendulum swing is in play right now, right? Pendulum swings up, pendulum swings down. There's a big old fat bullseye down here for some runner targets. I don't think it's wise to leave the target all the way down at that 11.9 and change, right? In my opinion, you find that trend line, you take half off here, you find the opposite side of the range, you take the other half here, and then you let this thing try to run back down, and then you use that for the buy going back up. So I'm not sure I'm going to be confident enough to hold that final portion all the way to the opposite side of that pendulum swing, but I do know that that pendulum swing going higher here now is going to produce, right, an area of support there. So it tells me, right, that buyers should be a little bit patient, right? Euro's trading inside a range and trying to rotate back to the lows, right, after the buyers tried twice and failed earlier today. Once again, our focus is to buy the lows, sell the highs, avoid the middle, which means the sellers are already in short off these highs and will be holding targets right back to those lows tomorrow. Buyers will be looking for seller failures at the lows to buy the lows, and sellers will be looking for buyer failures at the highs to sell back down again. And again, one thing to make sure you notice is that pendulum swing after today's failed breakout. I mean, what a great failed breakout. I mean, you can see 100 of these, and you're not going to see them perfect like that. It's just completely picture perfect, postcard perfect on that failed breakout off the high here. So that pendulum swing after today's failed breakout will likely give those sellers a little more push outside the range, so buyers want to stay patient. Like I said earlier on crude oil, really what you want to think about right now is we're right in the middle, so we know it's going to be a little bit choppy and sloppy down here. Stay patient in the middle. If you're already in short off the highs, stay patient. And like I said earlier on crude oil, you almost want to think, okay, find the best setup in the middle and trade against it. And you can almost imagine that if buyers get a shot here to try to buy that trend line again, that might be your next opportunity here to be a seller. It's not going to be very reliable. It's not going to be very reliable to be right in the middle there. But again, when you're looking at range rotation, find the opposite side. In this case, we're expecting to see rotation back down to the lows of that range here. Right? Find the opposite side, look for them to fail, and then go right back in the opposite direction. Again, the hard part right now is that we're right in the middle. So right now, sellers already in, buyers looking for that move outside the range, seller failure to go back in, buyer failure to go back down until what? Until we see a strong enough breakout. And in my opinion, to the downside right now, we're going to have to get and stay below this pendulum swing in order for us to have any confidence of this being a break to the downside. And then to the upside, we're going to have to get and stay above, what is this here? We'll call that 12.9. We'll call that 12.9 right overhead there. So what we have to see is we've got to see this market get and stay above that 12.9, because as of right now, anything below that, right, that push high is going to be considered insignificant and will be sold right back down again. This should be an interesting session here tomorrow for those Euro traders. Dare I say tomorrow will be another day inside this range? We'll see. Usually ranges only last about 3 days, 3.5 days. We're now going on the 5th day here. So forget what you think. Trade what you see. And right now we're expecting range rotation down to that low to buy that low, and then back into that high we go. If it does go higher, it's questionable anything below, right, that 12.9 tomorrow, right, for move right back into that range. Always wait for proof, right? Always wait for proof. But now you know what we'll be looking for tomorrow with all of our students live in real time in our trade room. Guys, it's been a great week this week. I apologize for a little bit of jokery here this evening, trying to make the most of a Thursday evening with you guys here. Hope you had a great week with us. Thanks for being here with the newsletter. Don't forget, I got a great video here on our homepage at School of Trade. This video will walk you through everything you need to know to get every last drop out of your time with us here at School of Trade. Join the trial, learn more about our 3 levels of membership, and give me a holler here on the live support button every step of the way if you have any questions. We'll be back in our chat room tomorrow morning for the London opening bell at 3 a.m., for the U.S. opening bell at 8 a.m. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning. If I don't, how about we do it again next week? Same time, same place. I don't do the newsletter on Friday evenings. I do have a life outside of the financial markets. I would encourage you to get one as well. So enjoy your weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. Spend some time with family and friends. And I'll see you guys next time, all right? Next Monday with the next evening newsletter. If I don't see you guys tomorrow morning in the live trade room, be well out there. Be nice to each other. Enjoy the weekend. I'm sure the leaves are turning everywhere around this country right now, so it's a great time of the year to be outdoors. Have a great weekend. I don't see you guys tomorrow. My name is Joseph. Be well out there. Be nice to each other, will you? And be here tomorrow.